Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. So we are working in 100 days of the Grace and Gratitude Project, and this is week 1, and we're talking about his gifts are perfect. Oh yes, they are. And I am gonna go with some simple materials that you might have at home. I'm using just some water soluble gelatos. I'm using some baby wipes, so that way I put it on the baby wipe and I can smear it through the corners through the stencil. That stencil is from a Spanish company. It's called Garabatas. It's a really old stencil that I have. I'm going with my heating tool, making sure everything is dried. I did went on some of the corners with some Distress Oxide. I think it's Victoria Velvet that I was there working on with the color. And this is now me gluing some of the things that I was going to use from my stash. So this is some colored paper that I used that I had already prepped, and it was just in my corner looking at me. So it's a Hypno that has been dyed with powder colors. So I'm just gluing them, one in a corner and the other piece in the other corner, so it looks all together. I'm taking one of those leaves and I'm just putting some Distress Oxide, that is Bundle Sage, so it can turn down a little bit of the white corners. And then I'm gluing everything with the Mono Liquid Glue, the green one and not the blue one. There's two ones. There's a green one and there's the one that has a blue cap, but I'm using the green one, which is pretty good. I'm thinking I'm going to use that other leaf. I finished not using it, but here am I using this little pre-stamped or pre-tag that I had. It's like a half tag that I had already from an old printable from Kelly Banks. So I decided to punch a hole on it. I'm getting my Creative Worship stamps, and I am here using or trying to type the word that I'm trying to title, and it's whatever is good comes from God is my title, and it's based on James 1:17. Whatever is good and perfect comes to us from God, the creator of all light. And part of the devotional, right, talks about his gifts are perfect. And have you ever received a gift and thought, whoa, what a great gift, it's perfect? Thinking back, why was it so wonderful? Perhaps because only someone who knew you really well could have made it so personal, right? And because the person took the time and consideration to give something he or she knew could mean a lot to you, that's the same, and that is how thoughtful our God is. He knows you better than anyone. His gifts of peace, mercy, and forgiveness are carefully measured and given at us at the right time, because who doesn't need his forgiveness, right? His peace, his mercy, that he knows the timing. His timing is perfect, right? He cares for us endlessly. So he does care for you, friends, and no matter what situation you're going through. His love for you is pure and is poured out through his grace and righteousness, and in every detail of your life. Even when you open your eyes and maybe you don't have things that you want, or maybe you're going through X or Y situation, his grace, his mercy, his righteousness is there with you, right there. And he's not far. He's just a prayer away or a talk away, right? And then there's more scriptures. You can journal this on Ephesians 4:7. Says, "And now grace was given to each of one according to the measures of the Messiah's gift." And then Matthew 7:11. "If you then, who are evil, not know how to give good gifts to your children, how much more will your Father in heaven give good things to those who ask for him?" I know this type of version is kind of different of our regular Bible versions that we use, like ESV. I think this one is TLB, but I don't even know which it stands for, to be honest. But I just want to leave you with that thought that his gifts is perfect. He knows you well, and his gifts to you are his peace, his mercy, his forgiveness, and his righteousness. Okay, so I wanted to title whatever is good. Here I'm still using the little blocks, trying to get it all situated there. And then I'm going with this jumbo box. Jumbo blocks. What am I talking? Jumbo. stamps. And for this stamps, it didn't turn out as how I had in mind. So the background, I forgot that the background of this paper was already too dark. So if I'm putting darker color, I'm stamping on oxide, on distressed oxide is a tuxedo black. Just for something fun, just be careful. These are distressed oxides. They do activate with water. So if you're using this to stamp, make sure that you don't have anything that is like dripping water or maybe water that can spill on it, because once water touches the surface and it gets in contact with that oxide, it will distress it. So it won't look pretty with black. And if you're trying to stamp, so just make sure that the surface where you're stamping and everything around it doesn't have anything, water can get water too. So I'm going back to this Chinese pen. I really don't know the name of it. I've had it on my stash for a really long time, but it's great to fill up the stamp. So sometimes when I stamp like alphas and I still have like a space, I use that black pen to go back in and just make it darker or refill those spaces. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just going in and just filling up the spaces, and I'm going back with my heat tool because it can get wet, and I just don't want to smudge it all over the page. So I am just stamping the word comes from God on the top. So you'll see that I was kind of battling because I didn't have, so this stamp is the lowercase. I need to get the upper cases. So when I was trying to spell God, it had a lowercase g, and I was going back and forth. And I know maybe you will think, oh, Ebony, you're so silly, or Nina, you're so silly. I didn't feel comfortable just putting a lowercase g for God on my journal. So I had to improvise and grab, it's a smaller stamp, but it had a capital G, and that's all I wanted. I just wanted a capital G, and I have other stamps that are caps, but I just couldn't find them. They were not on my table to reach, because what I do with this type of projects, I already get what I'm gonna use, so that way I don't get overwhelmed. So this is everything that I had in my stash that I show you guys on the first video. I didn't purchase anything additional. I'm using what I have. So this is some ideas to pick up things that you have or that you might got gifts. Sorry, I'm going through a thunderstorm. So you might just have a background of a lot of rain. So you just close your eyes and imagine that you are just enjoying it in the tropicals. But here I am finishing, again, filling up the letters and making sure you can actually see what I'm trying to stamp on the front. It doesn't look that bright as I thought it was gonna look. But in the end, it turned out good. I liked it and I was really happy. It looks really nice. It looks really simple. And I'm still, as you can see, that little G. So that was my capital G, but it's a smaller stamp set. So no worries. And then I went over with a Posca pen. So that Posca pen has been sitting on my stash for a really long time, and once it got dried, it turned like purple, and I didn't like that color at all. So I had to go back and restamp. But this time I went back with my VersaFine ink to stamp over, because it's that jet black color that I was looking. So there I am stamping again the word God, and it made it look a lot better in my opinion. And here I'm just gluing everything right that looks where it's supposed to be glued on, and I just use a little bit of the color palette that the page already had in order to get it going with the colors. And I'm just drying everything because I don't want to smudge anything all over the page. And then I will finish with some beautiful details. So I'm using some gloss sprays from Dina Weekly. I have most of her gloss sprays. They are so fun. So I am gonna be using white, and at this point you see that white cable is because my recording lamp, it was just tired. It was like, I can't do this anymore. I need battery. So I had to plug it in before we went in a blackout yesterday. By the time I record this video, it was pouring, and then the day that I decided to record the voiceover, it's still raining. So, and I promise you it was not the same day. I'm pulling up some bits and pieces that I have from a gift that my husband made for Mother's Day that he grabbed for me from Joann. And these are like this puffy like 3D stickers. They're really adorable. So I'm just going in, putting some hearts, giving in some colors. It has some flowers. So it goes with the theme, like a little bird and all that good stuff. So that is what I'm doing now. So here I am putting the final details on flowers that I have. I'm just gluing some ephemera flowers that I had, and this is some old Illustrated Faith cross stickers. So I'm just going with some purple, a light lilac, or light purple, and then a little bit of a fuchsia, or a deeper pinkish color. And I'm just drying everything up to make sure everything is settled and good. And this is where I go with the splatters of the gloss spray. They are acrylic gloss sprays. They are amazing. I love them. If you can purchase them, put them on your wish list because you are going to love them. I like having splatters or just going direct with the nozzle. I have them in almost all the colors, and they've been with me for a really long time, for over 3-4 years, and they still haven't gone bad. So I have repurchased a few new colors lately, but most of the ones that I have are old, and they're still, they still work. I still take them to retreats and everything with me. So this is me just doing the last round of drying, and then I think I go back with a little bit more of splatter, because I did want the white to like popped, because there's so much darkness like on the background that I didn't want a pop of white to bring that up. And this is me just cleaning as I go. And I hope you have enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe on my YouTube channel and follow me on Instagram, as well as I hope you can join and be part of this project of 100 days of grace and gratitude. If you have any questions, any concerns, please leave them down below in the comments, and I'll be linking all the products, or most of the products that I've used. They're going to be in the description box. So I hope you enjoy, friend, and be blessed, and see you next week. Bye bye.